How to stop obsessing over your desires. We will see how perceptions are sometimes deceptive and how to rectify them to match your manifestations. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabine and I am a manifestation coach. If you'd like to book a coaching session with me, you are welcome to do so on my website at Zennumerostar.com. Alternatively, you may be interested in the manifestation online course I have designed to help you manifest your desires. You will find all the links in the description box down below. So today's topic is how to stop obsessing over the desires that you are manifesting. So you know that obsessing over the desires may delay or put a hold on their manifestation. It doesn't mean that they will never manifest since you have activated them in the first place. In other words, they are activated in your energetic field and are waiting for you to be ready to be experienced. In order to stop obsessing about your desires and let them show up in your reality, let's see why you constantly think about them to start with. Simply put, when your attention is constantly on your desires, it is because you notice their absence and you wish you could experience them already. Sometimes it is perfectly natural to have regular thoughts about an imminent situation, such as a wedding or moving into a new house. But when you obsess over those desires, it is because they are guaranteed to come to pass. You know that you will be experiencing them shortly, and therefore you are not manifesting them as such. They are naturally manifesting. They are following the natural process. You are only dealing with some logistic aspects of their realization, making sure everything will go smoothly when they are in your physical presence. When logistic on your part is required, it is most likely because your desire is big or important from a human perspective. The arrival of a baby, for instance, moving to a new place or location, moving in with your SP or specific person, getting married, and so on and so forth. If you have manifested a free cup of tea or a compliment, well, it is difficult to imagine that you would spend hours thinking about those. Would you agree? But in the situations such as weddings or honeymoon or moves, when it's a sure thing, the only feelings and emotions those situations trigger in you are excitement, joy, relief maybe. When there is certainty around a desired outcome, your heart is going to sing and naturally match your desires. However, when you obsess over something or someone you cannot experience as yet, most often than not, your feelings are on another level. And even if you do your best to visualize a good outcome or live on from the end as per Neville Goddard's teachings, when uncertainty hits, your heart can have mixed feelings, except if you are a master conscious manifestor. And even actually as a master manifestor, I can tell you this, we do not usually obsess anymore about our desires because we spend more time focusing on us and especially on our feelings and emotions. I would like you to expand your mind and think of the following. Maybe, just maybe, you are obsessing about the perception or the interpretation of a situation or words or thoughts, and the way you interpreted those came from your beliefs, what we believe to be true or logical or factual. In other words, I would like you to understand that usually you do not obsess about your desires as such. You obsess about the perception that you have around the desire, of how difficult it can be for you to have it, these type of things. Now, there is a process to follow to stop obsessing. First, you need to take a step back and understand that you are most likely noticing lack. You are noticing lack because you feel lack. You feel the absence of your desire and you wish with all your heart that it wasn't so. What I do when I feel lack, I remind myself of what I already have in my life to make me feel safe, which for me is consistency and abundance. Therefore, consistent abundance. For an immediate relief, I used to purposefully notice material things such as a bed, a roof over my head, and even food. I will admit to you that there was a time when I struggled to have food on the table every day, so I can tell you that I do appreciate having food every day now on the table. Now I go within for abundance because I know that my inner self is abundant. I thank my qualities and I keep building on them. This has the benefit to do two things in my mind. It reassures me and it keeps me going to expand on them and feel love. I understand that everything comes from within first. You see, when you feel empty inside, and I'm sure you know the feeling, this is when you need to really sit down and find your qualities and determine what makes you tick. Everything comes from within, so it is really important to build a safety net, or I call it sometimes a safety chest for yourself, where you can come back anytime you want. This is actually my secret sauce for absolutely everything. When you feel that you are in a safe place, I would like to invite you to check with your feelings. You know, I am big into feelings and emotions. You feel in the now. You do not postpone an emotion and you cannot fake an emotion because an emotion is instantly triggered from a word or a circumstance that you have created in the first place. Never forget that your reality is your manifestation, and that's fine. That means that what you have created, you can recreate or uncreate and recreate. But for you to do that, you need to be in control of your emotions, because at the end of the day, your emotions are the direct communication with your soul, and their vibrations create a match or a mismatch. So once you are in a safe place, check your emotions and see what negative emotions you still hold that have triggered you and that have created the unwanted circumstances. Don't wreck your head over it either. Your negative emotions are stemming from fear, which is the opposite of the source you come from, which is love. Emotions that come from fear are anger, frustration, resentment, but also guilt, shame, sadness, disappointment, and so on and so forth. Releasing your negative emotions is a top priority. Denying them would make them stronger and they would resurface unexpectedly. A negative emotion needs to be purged for it to fade away. This is not to say that you will never experience sadness ever again if you do happen to deal with sadness today, for instance. But if you feel sadness in the future, you will be able to handle it quickly and get back on grounded emotions rather than dwelling on them. This is what it means. And the quicker a negative emotion fades away, the less opportunity it gives it to manifest, because there will be no strength associated to that emotion. It will be a matter of accepting, letting go, and moving on. Right now, if you are experiencing a situation you are unhappy about and that has triggered strong negative emotions within you, you are still in need to release them. I would like to invite you to watch my video on the topic that I called the pre-manifestation shortcut. This is because that's what I do before consciously manifesting a big desire. Funny enough, that exercise might be the most important inner work that you will ever do, but it sometimes is considered just a technique. Anyway, I've called it a shortcut because it helps you boost your manifestation and it empowers you in the ease in manifesting intentionally. Once you've done that, all you need to do is shift your attention and focus back on what you are manifesting. To recap, obsessing thoughts come from noticing the absence of your desires. To shift those obsessive thoughts to being positive, conscious, manifesting thoughts, take a step back and understand that it is a matter of perception. Next, go within in your safe place. Purge any emotion that you need to do in order to then redirect your attention to your desire manifested and not the lack of experiencing it. And soon enough, you will see your manifestation coming to pass. Now, if you would like to comment down below, I purge my emotion and I always manifest. I purge my emotions and I always manifest. I know that the verb purging might not be the sexiest word on earth, but it is highly effective, and this is what I do to implement my manifestation with the ease and the less effort that I can think of. So until next time, happy manifesting.